Hey everybody, and welcome to a new video. Let's talk about why you're all wrong about Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon, the new and now hotly anticipated title from FROMSOFTWARE. Ooh, the hot debate, the big topic, the hot take right now is the question, will Armored Core 6 be a Souls-like? And there seemed to be a lot of people who thought it was going to be a Souls-like at first, and then there was a big backlash. People actually got kind of pissed. Like, I was surprised at some of the reactions of how mad people got. I think it's just because they are longtime fans and kind of don't want to see the series change and become something different. I think they want an evolution of the series as it stands, the gameplay as it stands. And to be clear out of the gate, I think that's what they're going to get. But I also think that the hardcore purists are wrong in what they're expecting. So let's talk a little bit about that. And what does he mean? Where's he going with this? So let's just talk about for a second, what the fuck exactly is a Soulsborne title? What is that? Are we talking about slow, deliberate combat with customizable armor and weapons? Are we talking about dark fantasy setting, right? Are we talking about challenging gameplay that has combat that locks you into commitment when choosing an animation for attack? Like, what is it exactly, right? Because the reason I'm asking this is because the expectations for Sekiro were blurry at best when its release date was announced, right? And everybody's assumption was that it was just going to be a feudal Japan Souls-like with new traversal mechanics and maybe some snappier combat. I mean, that seemed to be sort of what people were expecting. And then Sekiro turned out nothing like that at all. It's nothing like Dark Souls. It's nothing like Bloodborne. It's not similar in the least bit. And yet, there are still now some people that consider Sekiro to be a Souls-like. Okay? So what does that mean for what a Souls-like is to two different people? It means two different fucking things, doesn't it? To me, it seems like the common thread, or at least the path of least resistance for creating a thread between Souls-like titles is you gain a resource that can be lost on death entirely. And that did exist in Sekiro, and I think that will exist in Armored Core, but we'll get there. So the question is, what does that mean for Armored Core? How different from the main series will this new installment be, and how will the fans classify it in terms of the action RPG genre? Now there's another word, action RPG. Will this be an action RPG? Will this still be a Miyazaki-style action RPG? Or will it be a by-the-book, mission-based action title with strong emphasis on customization and, frankly, straightforward basic mech combat? Because that's what those are the two extremes here we're getting. Is it a straight text-based menu thing where you're just dropped into missions, you fight, and then you're out? Or will it be this like sweeping dark sci-fi fantasy that people are equating to, it being some kind of a Souls-like? So I think there are very strong opinions and expectations on either side, and I haven't seen anyone take the opinion that there will be a gray area between the two that the new AC title will live in, and that's where my expectations are. Miyazaki wisely went on record, something that is entirely uncharacteristic of him as a director, very early on after the announcement of this game to confirm that it will not be a Souls-like, or a Soulskiro-like, or a Born-like, or anything like that. However, it is his tendency to conceal the full breadth and scope of the games that he is developing. So, that said, here are the things that I think are being concealed that could be considered to have been carried over from their more recent philosophy of game development. So here's things that I think will carry over. I think there's going to be a Maiden in Black hub concept. There's no way that all that exists between missions in the new Armored Core is going to be a binary text-based menu system. I just don't think that that's going to be the case. I think it'll be delivered by a central Maiden in Black style character. There's not been a single Miyazaki directed game, to my knowledge, that has not had this character in it, or this concept in it, since Demon's Souls. And I think it's going to come back in Armored Core. How that's going to be, maybe it's going to be some grizzled former Core pilot that exists in some gritty garage. I don't know how it's going to be delivered, but expect that, because that's coming. Resource gathering / resource lost mechanic. Now this, I am almost going to promise you, is coming in this game. You will gather resources that are going to be used to upgrade your mech, etc. Maybe purchase skills, maybe I don't know what the resource is going to be used for. Level up, essentially. I think the way that you're going to upgrade your mech is going to be similar to how you would level up your character in an action RPG. I just think it's going to be delivered in a really smart and intuitive new way. But, I also think there will be traditional mech upgrades, like new weapons and upgrading your weapons and that kind of thing. Anyway, super side tangent there, but you will gather a resource, you will lose the resource on death. And then this is the thing. If this is all you need to declare this game a Souls-like, then this game will be a Souls-like. Because many people consider Sekiro to be a Souls-like just because of this mechanic. Here's kind of a hot take. I think the abilities earned / skill tree from Sekiro will return in Armored Core. I think it'll be tied to what weapons and appendages are attached to your core, etc. The way you earn these will be through the resource that you can gain or lose on death, and can be retained through mastering the combat and not dying and not making mistakes. I really do think that that's going to be a mechanic. Character significance that expands beyond corporate mercenary role. This may be who and what the player is during gameplay, but the catalyst position in affecting the universe rise, fall, indifference, or otherwise will be affected by the player. This is another Souls-like quote thing that I think will be in the game. There will be a key antagonistic catalyst that upholds the ambiguous role of a Griffith, Gwyn, Marika, Gehrman. Just as much as we need great gameplay, we need a great antagonist. This is probably the furthest out on a limb I'm going here, but I say expect Sekiro-style narrative without the persistent linear game world. Think Dark Souls 3 somewhat disconnected game zones with a Sekiro-style narrative. Maybe that's me going out on a limb here, but I don't know. That's the feeling I'm getting from what they're gonna do with Armored Core. And here are the things I think you should not expect. Large, barren combat arenas with nothing to explore. I really just do not think they're going to do that. I know that that's been a staple of Armored Core and essentially what the Armored Core gameplay is all about. But I just cannot see you being dropped into open arenas with nothing to do in them but fight other mechs. I just can't see that. So I don't think that'll happen. I think there will be a twist, a change on how these zones work. Missions that start and end with combat, again, I can't see you being dropped into an arena to fight and then pulled back out of gameplay once combat's over. I just can't see them doing that. Maybe they will do that. If they do that, cool. But I just can't see them doing that because I don't think people will enjoy the game. I think only hardcore fans will enjoy the game if they do that. And, to drive the same point home, a shallow gameplay loop. I think they're going to flesh this gameplay loop out for Armored Core. I think it is not just going to be drop in, fight, and then get pulled out. And then spend the majority of your time in text-based menu systems getting prepared for the next encounter. I think this will be the core of the game. I think they will stay true to the series, but I think that they're going to take this. I think that's where that cryptic message came in of they'll take their current game design philosophies and apply them to the new game, because what you have in Armored Core essentially is kind of a skeleton of a game. It's a very old school style video gamey type game. And this is now being developed by a major AAA game studio. So I think they're going to take this skeleton, they're going to flesh it out, they're going to add new and exciting features and changes, and they're going to really realize a very fulfilling, fun gameplay loop. They're going to flesh out the game world. I think they're going to add some exploration. I think they're going to add some traversal, and I'm excited. I got to tell you guys, I'm excited, and I promise you, I'm not a person that wants to disturb the Armored Core fan crowd. I hope you guys get what you want. You guys deserve to get what you want, more so than I deserve to get what I want. So if this comes out and it's a straight up bread and butter vanilla Armored Core game, I'm happy for you guys. But to be honest, I want more than that. What do you guys think? Do you agree with me? Do you want Armored Core to be this new, fleshed out, completely evolved experience? Or are you looking forward to a bread and butter, straight up Armored Core installment? Let me know in the comments. Let me know if you agree with anything I'm saying. Let me know if you disagree with what I'm saying. I'm sure I will have a lot of people disagreeing with me because I barely know what I'm talking about when it comes to Armored Core. But to be honest, these predictions are just things that came off the top of the head when I was thinking about what they're going to do with this game. I've watched a lot of videos now on the old Armored Core games, how the gameplay loop works, what the changes were when it moved from when Miyazaki became the director, all of that stuff. And so now looking 10 years into the future and seeing, you know, that this is being developed on the coattails of the success of these major titles, this is the stuff that came to me that I think that they may, or that they may do, that they may likely do. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye-bye.